Hi, my name is Chris Holton-Jablonski, and it is my great joy and my deep honor to serve you as your minister. This is Rise by Annalisa DeJong. I give up all that isn't me. Although tomorrow I know I will try for it to be retrieved. But for today, I give up what isn't mine to carry, or feel the weight upon my heart as if my name were engraved. Yes, today I give up all that attempts to harness the mind, and the spirit loosed can then float as is meant, like the gliding on a river, or as birds soaring on the air. The currents of life need our gracious bearing. Heads held high, eyes centered on what's ours, letting go of the things that God has never fashioned. Yes, today I discard all that isn't me, and I find myself afresh in the freedom of its shedding, as today I lay down the weights that would hamper my rise, and realize again how close is heaven. This coming Sunday in the worship service, I tell one of my favorite stories. It's about the gifts inside of each of us and the power of all these gifts coming together, joining together. Because, not to ruin this story, but it turns out that each of us has a piece of what the world needs most, and it all needs to come together to find the different pieces which others here in our community hold. I love the poem because it reminds us that part of our work, part of our holy work in this life, is exploring and knowing who we are, and part of that work is putting down everything else. Identities, patterns, paths which perhaps fit once but no longer do. Last Sunday, we were celebrating our graduating seniors. Many of the youth gathered, youth of all ages, and 4 of our many seniors. 2 things about that. First off, it was one of my first in-person gatherings, which is wonderful and weird, just amazing to see you all in person, to be bodies, seeing bodies, to have people walk up and drive in and show up a little late, just like we have for so long. These next few years, we have said and will continue to say over and over, these next few years, and especially these next many months, are going to be a fascinating process of fits and starts, experimenting and exploring, remembering, reconstituting who and how we are together. Be gentle with yourselves and one another. There's no need to rush. We will make it through. So that's one thing, just the magic and the mystery and the mishaps of being together again, but also seeing our teenagers was fascinating. We have all changed in this last year and a half. In so many ways we have all changed, but they have become almost entirely different people. Going from 15 to 16 and a half is a quantum leap. And so it was fascinating to see them and to remember I am still new, and to remember them and welcome them back in. And I thought of this poem. I thought of shedding all that hampers our rise. I thought of the magic and the beauty of growing up in this church, hearing over and over that you are good, just the way you are, that you are inherently good, that you are a blessing to the world, that your task is to discard all that isn't yours and find yourself in the freedom of its shedding, to lay down the weights that would hamper your rise, to be true, to be holy and fully and gloriously you. This is all of our task. And so it's even more perfect that we are hosting our second annual Belmont Pride March and celebration on June 12th. We'll gather at the Green at 12:45 and then march and come back together for some time. Feel free to be festive and colorful. Rainbows and wings are a plus. Balloons and stickers and temporary tattoos will also be there on site for you. And all this matters. Now especially. In this climate, in this community, in this country, it matters now more than ever that we tell our children and our neighbors and our beloveds and ourselves that we love them, that we celebrate them, that we honor them just the way they are in the fullness and the truth of their beings. Like the poet said, heads held high, eyes centered on what's ours, letting go of the things that God never fashioned. All this fear, all this hatred, all this vitriol, all of this has been created for so many reasons by mostly men, mostly in power, who seek to decimate and control, who seek to hold down truth and beauty. And this is part of our work, such a big part of our work, to cherish, to love, in the face of bigotry and fear-fueled hate, to cherish, to love, to celebrate. So come to Pride on Saturday, June 12th at 12:45. Come and build a new way. So much love to you all.